So some people it's easier and some people it's harder. You're hearing the lower rev rates, the women and the people with lower rev rates, even Justin, it's a little easier because the ball hooks more. And the reason the ball hooks more is because it's 35 feet long. How long is a lane? 60 feet. So how many dry boards are there, or the back end, how many feet of dry boards are there on boardwalk? What's that? 25? Yes, that's correct. So almost half the lane is dry and only half the lane is oil. Does anybody know how long a normal house pattern is? Speak up, I can't hear very. There's the bowling out there, I can't hear. Anybody? 40 is a good guess. Somewhere between 39 and 41. Depending on what bowling center you go to, what day. Somewhere between 39 and 41. So this is 4 feet shorter. Closer to you, the oil stops. So the ball's going to hook a little bit more. Today we're going to talk about the difference between a house pattern and a sport pattern, and how to read the. Do you guys have a graph with the pattern or no?
We did the first lane.
Okay.
I have it in
People
my.
have seen a lane graph before. Does it make any sense to anybody? Except for the picture? It's pretty confusing. And if you don't know what you're looking on there, it's like a math equation. You have no idea what you're looking at. So today we're going to look at a lane graph, and I'm going to tell you just what to look at. You don't need to look at a whole bunch of stuff. There's only a couple things you need to look at on a lane graph. Those lane graphs are sometimes more confusing than they are helpful. Click. There we go. So what is a sport pattern and what is a house pattern? This is a hand-drawn of what a sport pattern looks like compared to a house pattern in a 2D image. So you can see on the sport pattern, there's not very much difference between the dry and the oil. It's pretty flat all the way across. So if you miss to the right, there's not always a bunch of dry boards that make a hook back. And when you miss to the left, I'm speaking for right-handers. We have left-handers in here? No left-handers? Good. If you miss to the right, it's not going to hook back. And when you miss to the left, there's not a whole bunch of holes. But you can see on the house pattern one here, sorry I'm short, in the middle there's a whole bunch of oil, huh? It's like a top hat. There's a whole bunch of oil in the middle. So that's what makes your ball hold when you miss in. And when you miss to the right, there's no oil to the right, so it makes it hook back. So that's what makes it easy when you're on a normal house pattern or a normal league, not during the sport league. So you can see the big difference. There's a lot of hole in the middle and a lot of hook on the outside. So why does that make it easy on a house pattern? It makes it easy because when you miss left, it doesn't hook. And when you miss to the right, it hooks. So it makes it really easy. But on the sport pattern, it's not so forgiving. So the next thing we're going to talk about is what surface are you bowling on? There's 3 major types of surfaces in bowling centers. How many people have bowled at an AMF center? How many people obviously bowled here? Where else have you guys bowled? What? Different houses. Do you notice that the lanes are different everywhere we go? Sometimes they're a little different colors. Sometimes they're different. Those different surfaces they're called different surfaces. There's 3 major ones. These 3 make up 90% of bowling centers in the world. So these are only 3 we really talk about. SPL, Anvil, and Pro Anvil. You need to know what surface you're bowling on when we go to a bowling center because it tells a big difference on if the ball is going to do something different. We can put the same boardwalk out here, and we put the same boardwalk out at AMF Mesa down the street. They're going to play completely different because they're 2 different surfaces. Go to the next slide. These are the three surfaces I talked about. Anybody raise their hand and tell me which one is SPL, which one's Pro Anvil, and which one's Anvil? Nobody?
Top left is SPL.
Top left is SPL? Incorrect. Which one most looks like the here? We're bowling outside. Which picture? 1, 2, or 3? 1. Okay, if everybody that said 2, how many times do you guys see these markers down the lane here?
Nope.
They're not here. So this isn't the surface. This isn't the one. Do our lanes look like this?
No.
Do our lanes look like this?
Yes.
Yes. So this is the surface we use here at Brunswick Mesa. This is Anvil Lane. Anvil Lane is probably, in most Brunswick centers, you're looking at probably 50 to 60% of most Brunswick centers. In the other 40 to 50% of Brunswick centers, you're going to see this surface. It's called Pro Anvil. It's a newer surface. All these Anvil surfaces are somewhere between 15 and 20 years old, older than all of you. The surface here is probably 13 to 15 years old, so almost older than all of you. These Pro Anvil lanes, how many people have bowled at Brunswick Gilbert? You see these tracers down the lane. I'm trying to think where else has the tracers. Maybe Kyrene?
Kyrene does.
Kyrene does? Okay. Kyrene means. Those are called Pro-Amble. Those are the newest surface. They're probably within brand new or 10 years old. So they've only been around the last 10 years. This is a pretty slick surface. They're usually going to be tighter. This SPL, you'll see this ugly yellowish color. They're at every AMF center. You'll see the same SPL at like Flipside. You'll see SPL, most AMF centers. Almost every AMF center has SPL or a form of SPL. This SPL, the difference between the three, obviously they're a little different colors, but this one hooks the most. Okay? So if you go to AMF bowling centers hook a lot, don't they? You go there. It's not because they're putting out little oil. Well, maybe, yes, they are. But this lane surface is very soft, so it hooks a lot. So if we put out the same boardwalk pattern at an AMF center, and we put it out here, they're going to play different because there's different surfaces. So don't ever tell the mechanic that he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he didn't put out the right pattern. It's because the surface is very different bowling center to bowling center. So in terms of hooking and not hooking, this one hooks the most. This is the medium, and this one hooks the least amount. Brunswick Gilbert, if you bowl there, your ball doesn't hook very much, does it? It's pretty tight because you're on Pro-Amble. So the ball's usually going to go pretty straight. So when you walk into a center, how many people bowl JBTs? State tournament, city tournament.
Our JBTers are at JBT.
All right, I'll see people at JBT. So when you guys go to one of those tournaments, first thing you look at is what lane surface do they have? Do they have SPL? Do they have Amble? Do they have Pro-Amble? That tells you immediately, usually how much your ball is going to hook or not hook. So if we go to a bowling center Pro-Amble, you're probably going to use more aggressive ball because your ball's not going to hook very much. If we go to SPL surface, you're probably going to use more of a drier lane ball because they're going to hook a lot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, any questions about that? More questions the better. Please don't be shy. There's never a dumb question in bowling. Never. We do have 3 of these classes, so I'm not covering everything today. All right, we're going to cover something a little different every time. Today we're going to talk about lane surface a lot and the patterns. So there's any questions about lane surface? No dumb questions. All right. There is another surface called wood, but wood, none of you should ever see wood. I think some of the older, your parents maybe would see wood, but wood is never around. I don't even know if there's a bowling center in Arizona that has wood. I don't know. I've never bowled in Payson. Is Payson wood? I don't know. No. If you find a wood center, it's very rare. Very, very rare. And that's going to hook more than SPL. It's usually 30 to 50 years old, and it's going to hook a lot, a lot, a lot. All right, next slide. Next slide. What kind of bowling balls are we using? So there's usually only 5 kind of materials that bowling balls are made of. I don't care what the internet says. I don't care what bowling ball manufacturers tell you. They're all just lying to you, trying to sell you bowling balls. There's plastic bowling balls. How many people have a plastic bowling ball? What does plastic bowling ball do? Does it hook much? Exactly. It's very hard. It's very hard. It doesn't hook much. Next is urethane. How many people know what urethane is? The older generations do. Urethane is a very old material they used in early 80s to early 90s, basically. 10 years, 15 years in there. It was a very popular, every bowling ball was made of urethane. Urethane is a pretty soft surface. It doesn't hook a lot. It kind of hooks early and it kind of goes straight. Next one is resin. I bet 80% of your guys' bowling balls are resin. Okay, then there's reactive resin. Not too many people have reactive resin. Your Paradox is a reactive resin. But not very many bowling balls are reactive resin. Then we have particle. Almost none of you have a particle bowling ball. You can almost take that one out. This is a very high, kind of a high density material that's going to make the ball hook a lot. So these are the 5 kind of bowling balls you have. So when you look at your bag, you say, what kind of bowling balls do I have? And you use these different kind of bowling balls for the kind of oil patterns we're going to use. So for today, because the lanes are so dry, or there's so much dry on the back end of the lane, we want to use more of the resins, urethanes, and plastics on the shorter patterns. As we get to a longer pattern, and later on we're going to bowl on 44 feet, I think. The last couple weeks it's 44 or something like that. We'll probably use our reactive resins and maybe even a particle bowling ball. But not too many people are used to using particle bowling balls. So you just need to know what kind of bowling balls you have. The next is what kind of surface do you have on your bowling ball? How many people have polish on their bowling ball? How many people have a sanded bowling ball? How many people have an in-between where it's kind of not sanded, it's kind of not polished, it's kind of a hybrid in-between? Those are the most popular bowling balls out there. It is a hybrid. Almost 60% of the market is in this, about 20% and 20% here. So just kind of what kind of surface you have on your bowling ball. We'll go over surface in a little bit, but surface on a bowling ball can make light years of difference. You can have the same ball, we can sand it, we can polish it, and they do two different things. So I'll describe that today. I'll show you. I'll sand one of my bowling balls and throw it, and I'll throw polished. And you'll see the difference. You're like, whoa, there's two different bowling balls. So just because you take 3 bowling balls to a tournament, you actually have 6 bowling balls. Like I'm sorry, if one of them is not plastic. If you have 3 like resin bowling balls, you can actually have 6 bowling balls because you can do different things with each of them. Next slide. Any questions about surface or polish or anything like that? Go ahead, John.
What's like the big difference between reactive resin and resin?
Reactive resins, they have basically a cover stock and a bowling ball. If you take a microscope and go like 1,000 times in there, what makes a bowling ball hook is they have little glass beads that are broken up on the surface of a bowling ball. So when you throw a bowling ball a lot, it makes those glass beads kind of clean and smooth. When you sand a bowling ball, it makes those stand up and make them real jagged. That's what grabs the lane and makes the ball hook. And that's why the lanes get so tore up. It's because there's actually glass particles tearing up the lane as the bowling ball is going down the lane. But in reactive resin, they're bigger glass beads. Basically, they're bigger glass and sharper glass beads, so it's going to grab the lane even more. Where there's resin, they have glass beads, but they're kind of smaller. They don't grab the lane as much. Any other questions? That was a great question. And today, if you have questions about what balls you have, I'll be down the lanes. I can answer questions for you. Anything else? It's a quiet group. Next, we have 3 main questions to always ask before you bowl. How long is the pattern? How much volume? And what surface you're on. Now, we already talked about surface, right? Of how much the surface makes a ball hook more or less. We talked about surface. Joe, did you ever bowl in the Nationals pattern when it was here? They put it out on Sunday mornings?
Yes.
Did it play anything like there?
No, nothing like.
2 different surfaces.
Yes.
Pro Anvil and Anvil, 2 different machines. So just because you're going to practice on a pattern, they're never going to play the same. So almost the worst thing you can do is practice on a pattern at a different bowling center because you get yourself into a mindset saying, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to throw here, and it's never the same at a different bowling center. So we already talked about surface. Number 3 is about. Next, how much volume and how long is the pattern? So how long is this pattern we're bowling on? 35 feet, great. So we know the ball's probably going to hook a lot. Okay, and how much volume is on there? Well, we have to look at the lane graph to find out how much volume is on it. All of these can be found on a lane graph, except for the lane surface. You can kind of look at it and tell. Go ahead, next slide. Here we go. This is a lane graph. Reading a pattern graph, okay? And all these numbers, they kind of, what do they mean? Do they make any sense to anybody? Okay, don't ever look at this side of the graph. This is for a mechanic to put these numbers into a machine. So don't ever look at this, just even rip the paper in half if you want. Don't ever look at it. What does this mean? What?
It's the oil.
What does that mean? Like, it's a picture. Is it telling you anything?
It tells you how long the pattern is.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I guess, but it's a picture. It doesn't tell you much of anything. So you can stop looking at that. You can throw that out the window. The only thing you look at is on the top. Here, I have an arrow pointing to, it says oil pattern distance, 41 feet. That's one of our, when we just talked about 3 things you need, surface, distance, and volume. The only 3 things you need. Distance, 41 feet. On the far right, it says, don't look at forward oil, reverse oil, don't worry about that. Look at volume oil total. It says, it's a little blurry, but it's 26.385, right? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
26.385, that's how much volume is on the lane. Now, that number is, it doesn't matter right now because nobody knows what the amount of volume on a lane actually means. So those are the only 2 numbers on a lane graph you ever need to really look at. Don't get caught up in anything else. To be honest, you're just going to confuse yourself. Those are the only 2 numbers you ever need to look at a graph. And I'm going to tell you 95% of professionals, those are the only 2 numbers we look at. Now as professionals, we look at the forward oil and reverse oil because that tells us a lot about how the lane's going to break down. But for you guys, just look at distance and volume. Go to the next slide. Now going back to that graph, does anybody have any questions about the graph? I know there's a lot of information on there, but like I said, throw it all out. Don't look at the numbers on the left, don't look at the pattern on the right because all this is a 1D image. It's not telling you anything else. It's not telling you how much oil it tapers off. It doesn't tell you anything like that. So that's why I say just forget everything on there and just look at the top of it. So this is categorizing volumes into 3 categories. we have a low amount of volume, 21 milliliters or less. Now, you guys are what, like 12 to 15 years old, somewhere in there? When I was your age, 21 milliliters was a high amount of volume. Maybe you never had a pattern more than 21 or 22 milliliters. The ball will never hook. So every year these bowling balls are getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So they keep upping these numbers over and over and over. If I was your age and I bowled 27 milliliters, it was like bowling on ice. My ball would have hit the 610 every single time. I would never got it to hook. But now they make all these bowling balls so aggressive, and that's why it's always important to have a kind of a newer bowling ball. It's nice that somebody hands down a bowling ball that's 15 or 20 years old, but those balls were made to hook on 17, 18 milliliters of oil, not on the amount of oil that's happening today. So in that last pattern, how many milliliters was on there? 26. So where does that fit in? Medium amount of volume, exactly. So why volume matters in a pattern is it can change how long the pattern actually plays. So we can, like right now we're bowling on, well, that pattern we just had last. It was 41 feet at 26 mils. So around this medium volume, you'll see a lot of patterns in this medium volume range. I guess if you look at nationals patterns, I think they're all in that medium range. I think they're all 24, 25, 26 milliliters. That's how the pattern usually plays pretty true. It's going to play whatever distance it says on there. It's going to say 41 feet, and it's a medium amount of volume. It's going to play 41 feet. Now, if we put 41 feet out, and we put 19 milliliters, it's not going to play like 41 feet. It's going to probably play like 39 feet. It's going to play like, it's going to hook a lot more because the volume of the lane, it's going to make it feel like the lane's drier. So the ball's going to hook more. Now we put out 41 feet, we put out 27, 28, 29 milliliters, it's going to feel like the pattern's 43 or 44 feet long. So that's why volume is a big factor. We can put out 41 feet right now for you guys, and we can put out 19 milliliters and then 28 milliliters, and you're like, this isn't the same pattern. It is actually the exact same pattern. That's why that graph doesn't mean anything. That 1D graph we had over here, that blue, it doesn't mean anything because it's not telling you anything. But the volume and the distance will tell you a lot. So sometimes you'll see a 40-foot pattern at like 27 milliliters, and you'll see a 44-foot pattern at 21 milliliters, and they'll play the exact same. Is that crazy to think about? That 40-foot pattern and a 44-foot pattern can play the exact same? They're going to play the exact same. Because there's so much more volume, it's going to feel like the pattern's longer, but it's really not long.
So why is it, so like, going on the Wolf right now,
Okay.
and it's 32 feet,
Uh-huh.
but there's a lot of volume, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you throw the ball, as soon as it comes off 32 feet, you'd think the ball would want to hook right away, but it doesn't. It's long.
Because there's so much volume. It makes it play long.
So what does the oil just get up on
It's
your
making
ball?
volume makes the ball skid, basically. It's like ice. It makes the ball just kind of skid off the pattern. So you can put 40, that's why you'll never see like a really long pattern, like a 44, 45, 46, even 50 foot. You'll never see them with 27 mils. You'll see them with 21 mils. Because they've got to be able, the ball's got to be able to transition off that pattern and hook. Otherwise, with 27 mils and 40, 50 feet, might as well just throw a plastic ball because the ball's going to do the exact same thing. So that's why you're seeing it's going to skid a lot longer.
Seemed like a long way.
It's skidding a long way because it's basically hydroplaning on top of that oil. That's why. So I don't know how many milliliters are on that Wolf pattern that you're bowling on, but 26, 27. Yeah. So it's probably playing like 34, 35 feet because it's playing a little longer. It's probably playing closer to what we have here because there's so much oil in the front part of the lane. And on shorter patterns, they put so much oil in the front part of the lane so it holds up. Because if that front part of the lane was gone and there's so much dry on the back end, nobody's ball would stop hooking. It would just keep hooking left and left and left and left and left. Does everybody understand his question? If I'm talking over your head, please tell me. I mean, I'm here for you guys, 100%. I'm not here for myself. I'm here to answer every question you guys have. No questions? There's going to be a million questions while I get in the lanes.
Give him a test.
I already know. But that's about volume. That's about volume. So that guy's in, we know what distance it is. Those three things I talked about. Distance, volume, surface. So you go in there, you look at what's the milliliters and the distance, and then you can be able to tell. That's why you'll see in nationals they put out like 39 and 40 feet for the singles, doubles, and team, but they're very different volumes. The 39-foot one is higher volume, and the 40-foot one is usually lower volume, or vice versa. But that's why they play so different, because they're only 1 foot different, but they play significantly different, don't they? Exactly. See, the volume actually makes it. The volume makes it play different. You're in a Ball State today, you'll find out. Next slide. All right, 31-foot rule. How many people have ever heard of this? 1, 2,
I have.
3, 4. Some older people. Fane's heard of it. 31-foot rule is the best thing I've ever heard in my life, and pretty true, biblical. It almost works 95% of the time. Is we take 31, and we subtract it from the length of the pattern, and that's where our breakpoint's going to be. So when you texted me 2 weeks ago, you said, "Where do I play?" And I said, "Near the gutter." And you were like, "Whoa, that was the opposite." Why did I say that? How long is the pattern? Subtract 31 from it. That's where your breakpoint is. Why did I say the gutter? 4. That's where you want your breakpoint. On this short pattern, you want your breakpoint near the gutter. How many people, when they first got on this shorter oil, they kept moving left and left and left and trying to hook it more and more and more? That's the opposite of what you wanted to do. The only reason it's opposite, and that's the same thing I did when I was your age, I wanted to keep going left because I thought, man, they're drier, I just need to throw it farther to the right. But it never gets to the right. It just keeps hooking earlier and earlier because the pattern stops at 35 feet. So you want your breakpoint farther out. Why do you want it farther out? Everybody says, well, that doesn't make sense, Josh. Why do you want it farther out? You want it farther out because you have 25 feet of dry, right? So the ball's hooking. If you threw a ball here, okay, on this shorter oil pattern, the ball exited the pattern at like 15 board. The ball now has 25 feet to travel and stay at 15 board the entire time to hit the pocket. How many times is the ball going to stay at 15? It's going to keep hooking and hooking and hooking, right? But now, if we keep the ball farther away from the head pin, and we have 25 feet for the ball to hook, you've got plenty of time for that ball to hook back into the pocket, and that's what's going to make it strike. So we want to play as close to the gutter as possible for higher rev rate people. For lower rev rate, you can probably still play 7-8. You can probably still run second arrow, maybe a little bit right of second arrow, and the ball will walk itself back in. But we want our breakpoint closer to the gutter. It may feel uncomfortable for a lot of you because most people aren't comfortable playing very close to the gutter. But that's what's different about sport bowling than league bowling. They're 2 different games. Okay, they're completely 2 different games. So you get comfortable on the sport, you get comfortable playing right close to the gutter because the ball's going to hook back. There's plenty of lane for the ball to hook back. Now on the contrary, we have 43-foot pattern. 43 minus 31 is what? Oh, thank you. We have kids you guys are all in school doing that. Come on.
They're on summer break.
Oh, okay. 12. So that's where we want our break point, closer to the head pin. So when you guys get in the longer patterns later on, we're actually going to move left. Because they're oily doesn't mean you're going to move to the gutter and throw it across your body at the pocket. We want our ball to stay more in the middle part of the lane. Keep it really close to the pocket because when it comes off the pattern, there's not very many boards for the ball to hook. There's only a couple feet for the ball to hook. So we want it really close to the pocket. If we bowled on a really oily pattern and we threw it up here, and the ball is here, it only has a couple of feet left to hook. You're trying to tell me your ball's going to get from here back to the pocket in a couple feet. Nobody's ball makes a dramatic L. Nobody here has a 600 rev rate. I'm sorry, nobody here does that. So does that make sense? I know a couple people have heard of it, but 31-foot rule gives you a general idea when you go to a bowling center. When you guys bowl league, how many times do you guys cross between the second and third arrow and the ball always hooks right at like 7 board? Doesn't it happen like every week? You guys play 7 board in the league? Why do you think you play 7 board? Well, every house pattern is 39 or 40 feet. So subtract 31 from 39 or 40. You get 7 or 8 every single time. So every time you go to a bowling center, you bowl in a house pattern, your break point's going to be 7 or 8 every single time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
When I say break point, I mean where the ball's coming off the pattern. So some of the women or even Justin, you're going straighter. Your ball's still coming off the pattern at 7. Guy or Josh, you may be hooking it, but guess what? Your ball's still getting at 7 at the break point. So you guys are playing the same line. Believe it or not, you guys are like, no, I'm staying over here, and Justin's staying over here. We're playing 2 different lines. No, your balls reach the break point at the same point. So you guys are playing the same line. Everybody blows people's minds. That doesn't make sense. I'm not playing the same line. I'm not playing second arrow. Well, you are because your ball is hooked in the same spot theirs is. So you're playing the same line. Next slide. All right, this is what I talked about. X, don't even look at it. This is boardwalk. This is the exact pattern you're bowling on. So, you're not talking much. What's your name? What's your name? Your name is X. All right, X, come up here. You don't want to come up here? All right. Come on.
Come on.
You're welcome, buddy.
So what are the two things we're going to look at? Yeah, so how long is the pattern? No, oil per bore. What does it say? Oil pattern distance, 35 feet. What's the total amount of oil on the lane? Volume, oil, total.
24. 8.
It's a little blurry.
Okay, he's got it there.
24.08.
Right here. Right up there, 24.08. So that fits in that medium range of volume, huh? It's the medium range and 35 feet. Those are the only two things we're going to look at on this graph. Okay? This doesn't mean much of anything to us, remember? It's a 1D image. It doesn't tell us much of anything. It's a 1D image. Those are the only two things we want to look at on this pattern. Alright, so where is our breakpoint going to be on this pattern? 31 foot roll. 4? Exactly. So on the first 2 inch bowl, have you used 4 board as your breakpoint? Have you tried to stand far left and hook it? Okay. So you did something wrong, but we're learning. Alright? Thank you for your help. Alright. So this is the exact graph you guys are using. This is how to read it. Next one. Alright, last slide. What is our strategy going out there today? Strategy is we want a smooth bowling ball because there's so much dry, we don't want a ball to snap. We don't want any balls to polish. We want to have a smoother bowling ball. And where are we going to play in the lanes? We're going to play near the gutter because our break point is 4. We want to control the back end of the lane. Because there's 25 feet of drive, we need to control that 25 feet. Look for earlier hook and a smoother transition to the pocket. Use Abralon pads to smooth out transition. Does everybody know what Abralon pads are? Ever heard of them? Probably not very many people. At least not you guys, maybe the adults. These Abralon pads we use in the pro shop. That's what sand your bowling balls down. You can take them out in the lanes and you can sand your bowling ball by hand in practice. It's legal. So you can change the reaction of your bowling ball in practice if you don't like them. So I'm going to get some Abralon pads. I'm going to take them down today and I'm going to help sand your bowling balls while you're bowling. You guys will see a much smoother transition in your bowling ball. How many people are throwing polish on this? It hooks quite a bit when it gets to the end of the batter, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, when we sand it, we use Abralon, it's going to smoothen out that transition. The ball's going to smoothly make its way back to the pocket. That is all I have. It took up your guys' time. Please have questions.
You're saying that a polished ball hooks more than a...
Absolutely 100% of the time.
Why?
Because physics. But at the end of the day, polished bowling ball reacts to dry boards like that. I mean, it snaps. As soon as it sees dry board, it snaps. Okay? So you're telling me that as soon as the ball skids through the pattern and sees dry, that ball will go left immediately. Where sanded bowling balls grab the lane earlier and smooth out the ball so it goes straight on the back end. So when somebody comes in a pro shop and says to whoever's working in the pro shop, I want a bowling ball that hooks. Give me a bowling ball that hooks. What do you mean? Where do you want it to hook at? Do you want it to hook early and roll, or do you want it to hook snap on the back end? There's 2 different kind of hooks. So these bowling balls that they make them say this is the most aggressive bowling ball in the market. It's the most aggressive because it hooks the earliest, not that it hooks the most on the back end of the lane. Most people see the lane from left to right and want the ball to move the most from right to left, but when you look at the lane, you want it to hook earliest, and that's what bowling balls hook the most, is they actually hook earlier. Question?
Do you always have to clean the ball from all the oil before you sand it?
No, you can stand and ride it on whatever's on there.
Could I ask a question? What did you mean about it's legal to sand the ball in practice? So if you're in a tournament, for example, and you feel like your ball is too oily and it's not hooking, are you allowed in that tournament to?
Absolutely. We do it 99 times out of 100 on tour. Is you're allowed to sand it until that light comes on to have your name to bowl your first frame, and then you can't touch your bowling ball. You can sand it in practice all you want. It's legal, 100%
But
of
once
the
the
time.
tournament starts, you can't
Yep.
touch the ball.
Well, anytime there's practice. Okay,
Okay.
so we can bowl 3 games, you can't touch it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to bowl 3 games
So you
later.
can
But there's a
adjust it.
practice. You can adjust your surface every time there's practice.
Right.
there's no practice you can't adjust your surface. But as long as there's practice, you can sand it as much as you want until the first ball is thrown. And then you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Tip.
Uh-huh. So sometimes when we get to tournaments, our ball's not hooking, we try to make it hook. We use our elbow, we try to make it hook. We just need to use Avalon pads. It'll hook by itself. We don't make it hook. Okay, let the bowling ball do the work. Bowling balls are expensive, aren't they? Your guys' parents spend a lot of money. These bowling balls are made to hook by themselves. You don't need to make them hook. You don't need to make our elbow go into it, make it hook. Just put a little bit of sanding surface on the ball. It will hook, I promise. That's all the slides I have. Any other questions you guys have? I know we went over quite a bit today, but surface, volume are the two biggest ones we went over today. We'll go over other stuff at other times. Any parents have questions? Sport bowling is almost 180-degree opposite of league bowling. Whatever you think you're going to do in league bowling, you're going to do opposite in sport bowling. You're going to move left in league, in sport patterns, you're probably going to move to the right. It's almost complete opposites. You want polished bowling balls in league, and sport pattern, you want sanded bowling balls. Complete opposites. Good thing about bowling balls is that they're very good at adjusting surfaces. So you can sand them, and then after you're done bowling, we can take it to the pro shop, we can polish it back up. And the next time you bowl, we can sand it back down. They're very good at adjusting surfaces. These bowling balls are made to do that. They're made just to go back and forth, whatever surface you want. That make sense?
Yeah.
All right, I think that Christy has a lane for me to bowl on. I'm going to go in the pro shop and grab some Avalon pads. I have 3 bowling balls with me. I have a urethane ball. Actually, I have plastic, but I have 4. I have urethane, I have resin, I have reactive resin. I'm going to throw them all today so you can see the difference in the reaction of the lane. Okay? So we're going to go down to, I think it's 27, 28, 29, 30. And I'm going to throw some shots for you, and then we'll get started in the league, okay? If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I am here at your discretion. Please ask whatever you want. I'm here to help you. All right? I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm not here to make you worse. I'm here to help you.